I'm Mike Needham.
And I'm Gordy Allen. I've been mountain biking 16 years. Started when I was 45. Got a late start.
Well, I rode my first mountain bike in 1985, so that's a whole bunch of years. But when my kids were little, I considered the dangers of riding along public roads and having to look back for the kids all the time. And Fort Custer is right here near my home, a mile and a half away. So we came out here and rode Fort Custer before we had single track trails.
My oldest kid was into mountain biking, and he was working at a bike shop. And he said, just one day he said, let's go for a ride. And it's the first time I'd been on a bike since I was, got my driver's license. That was like usually when you quit riding. And we rode about 8 miles and I was dead. I actually did my first race about a week after I borrowed a bike. And then bought a bike and raced the rest of the year, and that's when we met. We were racing in the same age group, 45, and we both saw that we were from Augusta, so we hooked up, and then that's when we got serious about making some cool trails. Up and down through the trees.
On my pedals.
So I grew from about 3 miles of single track to, there's a total of about 21 miles.
If you loop it right and do everything honestly, you can do like 36 miles out here. And there's still trail here and there that could be counted in excess of that, but not in a loop, So.
I mean, 3,000 acres this close to, Kalamazoo and Battle Creek is really, there's nothing else like it on the west side of the state. Yankee Springs is, Yankee Springs and here is the only two really cool mountain biking areas on this side of the state. We formed the Southwest chapter of the MMBA. The MMBA was already in existence, and so Mike and I got the rest of the people we knew that had started to ride and formed the Southwest chapter, and he's been the president since we formed it. And I'm the trail director. So we've held those two positions since the chapter started. So we've actually invested about $50,000 into the park. We built this parking lot and the kiosk, and we ran a trencher down to the campground and brought water up here.
3,300 foot of trench in one day.
So it's like being able to build your own playground if you're a kid.
Yeah, they've had several deaths over the years of people in the park from heart attack, and in 8 of those cases, a defibrillator would have saved a life, perhaps. So the state didn't have the funds to buy one for the rangers out here, so we bought it for them. So, on a really busy Thursday night, we'll draw 40 people. When we're having a meeting or talking something political, we're down to 6 or 7.
Most trail days we have about 15 people that show up.
He's got one.
I got a chain tattoo.
My oldest kid lives in New York City, and You know, we do stuff together maybe once or twice a year.
This one's got an N number on the side of it.
Either backpacking or mountain biking or whatever. And pretty much every time we go someplace, I thank him for getting me into the sport, because it's something where, you know, you do as a group, and someday you may not feel like going out, but everybody else is. And I'm probably as fit, well, I'm as fit as I was when I was a high school athlete, you know, still. And I'm 62, and I'm planning on riding past 80. I had a kid, I did a race once where I crossed the finish line, and this 20-year-old kid runs up, he says, "Can I take a picture of you?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, click, and he goes, "I just want to be able to ride when I'm as old as you are."
It's all about enjoyment.
Yeah, you gotta get out of life what you can get out of life.
Yeah. And it helps if your body is coated with a thin, invisible layer of testosterone and you can't be injured.
Yeah.